my God, we're live.
Hi, Swole Sisters!
We're live.
I am Justine. This is my esteemed colleague, Jennifer Bunny Weiss.
Iron Bunny, Jennifer Iron
Oh
Bunny.
my God, that's too many words.
And this is Osgood.
Yeah, adorable.
A reluctant companion on this journey here.
So today, per request, we'll be talking about getting back in the saddle, back on track. Any other euphemisms?
Back on the wagon.
Wagons.
Back on the plan. Yeah.
Plans,
all
yeah.
Of those things.
So I'm gonna start. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
You don't even have any notes. Here I am. I have to have my notebook.
It's all up here.
Oh. So I will start with my first recommendation, and this is based on my own experience, and it has to do with approaching the same goal, but with a different method. So an example of this would be, let's say fat loss is your goal, just as an example. And every time that you've tried to maybe lose some fat, you have counted calories. That's been your go-to. And every time you don't succeed, or it lasts but it's not sustainable. So instead of counting calories, maybe trying a different approach, which would be adding more vegetables and protein into your meals and not counting calories. So the goal is the same, but the approach is different. And I have found that this is something that's worked for me.
Yeah. Are you gonna, does this mean I
Yeah, I'm handing it off, the baton.
Handing it off to me. Okay, I think I'm gonna go like a little more, I'm gonna say esoteric or what, but
I don't know what that means.
So I just want to talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. And Justine and I were talking about how maybe we can't relate to struggling to get to the gym because that's something that we do. But I was thinking about why that is something that we do. And it's because we really have learned to value that. So we're very intrinsically motivated when it comes to the gym because I know that it makes me feel better. I know that it does good things for my body. I know that it keeps me from killing people. Literally.
Number one.
Death toll is down. So it is just such an important, integral part of my life. I don't even need to think about it. So a lot of times when you're trying to make that leap from not doing something to doing something, maybe intrinsic motivation, you're not quite ready for that because you don't really like feel the value of it yet. So when I was doing my 30-day no alcohol challenge, I kept being like, oh, I want to do this, it's not the right time. So intrinsically, I still didn't have it yet there. I just like didn't know my why solidly. I thought it was gonna make me feel better, but I didn't really like know it was gonna make me feel better. So I signed up for that 30-day no alcohol challenge because I needed an extrinsic motivation. So I added that in, and since then, doing it has helped me like understand my why a little bit better.
And that's the proof, right?
Yeah.
That's
so,
such an important thing.
Yeah, so if you don't quite, you're not like, you have that like dissonance inside where you're like, I know this is something I should do, but like you can't really make that first step to do it, then doing, having some outside accountability, which we're going to talk about, whether that means hiring somebody, joining a class that you have to pay for in advance, getting a workout buddy. Another one of my challenges I'm doing right now is the no Netflix challenge. By the way, I hate puzzles. They're the worst.
Really? Oh my God, I love puzzles.
Oh my God, I freaking hate puzzles. I'm not a puzzle person. So, oh yeah, we can't really see questions from this.
Oh my gosh, really? Hold on, you guys, I'm coming. Sarah, how do you find that intrinsic motivation if it's not already there? Great question.
Yeah.
Like if you know mentally something should feel good and it does when you do it, but you still dread it or you don't want to do it when you aren't already doing it. So do you want to?
Yeah, I think that's time. I think that's what I'm saying here is that there's going to be like a gap where initially you might need some extrinsic motivation, and that might be some accountability.
Yeah.
And then you may need months. You may need 3 to 6 months before it's something that is like solidly part of your life that you really, and I see this with my clients all the time. A lot of my clients are people that don't like the gym and don't like working out.
Totally.
And initially, like, it's a chore for them. I try to make it as pleasant as possible, but you know, a few months in, and maybe they miss a day, and I'm like, how'd you feel missing that day of working out? And they're like, well, I really missed it. So it does happen, and it does change, and I don't think you need the intrinsic motivation right away, but I think it's important to recognize that you need some external motivation.
Yeah, well, that touches on a few other things I was going to say, which is I'm going to drop down to the bottom of my list, but investing in that change. So hiring a coach, you know, and it can be an online coach, it can be a person that you go and see, but at least to kick you off and get you onto the right path, investing your money, right? And you're going to be more likely to follow through if you have someone that is holding you accountable. And, you know, a lot of my clients, they know what to do. They know how to squat, they know how to row, they know how to do push-ups, but they come because they need that accountability. They need the appointment, and they know that about themselves. And another thing that came into my mind, which is just starting small too. Because I think that a lot of times we kind of are like, you know, not only am I going to go to the gym 5 days a week, but I'm also going to cut my calories by 500, you know, a day. And I'm starting, you know, it sounds kind of like that New Year's resolution mindset. And it's just too much. It's just too much change for your mind and your body. So very small steps are the ones that are the most sustainable, I think.
I saw this awesome diagram on Instagram, or maybe it was a blog post, but the guy had, you know, it had two circles that crossed over each other, and on one circle it was changes that were too big, like too much, and on another side there were changes that were too small, and in the middle there's just right.
Yeah.
Because the idea is it needs to be enough change that it excites you and interests you and motivates you, so it's not like boring, like, okay, I don't know, maybe like drinking water seems too small and too dull, so maybe we can pep that up a little bit or add something to it. So I think that there's a happy medium there.
And not to complicate things further, but of course it's really just different for everyone. You know, I teach group fitness, and I have people that come to those classes 3 days a week, and they come every single week, you know, and that's their thing. And if I'm not there for some reason, we don't have class, I mean, it's really rocks their world, you know. They're really sad that it's not there. So finding that thing, and maybe it's not in a gym, maybe it's something that you're doing at home, or you join, you know, like a volleyball league or something like that. So let me see if I can see. So how do you get over momentary barriers? Sorry, my internet. That's fine. I'm not exactly sure momentary barriers, like, or maybe
like I don't feel like getting up this morning.
So that's the accountability part.
Yeah,
so either a workout buddy, a coach of some sort. So that's, and like I said this before we started the live, you don't have to do this alone. And I would even argue that it's a little, I don't want to say the word silly, but it's not really realistic to think, you know, you guys all have your own jobs, right? Teachers, you know, we're, you know, accountants, those are just the only two I can think of for some reason. You know, we're stay-at-home moms, you know, you have your profession. Your profession is not health and fitness. That's not what you do. That's what we do, which is why we work out all the time, and it's not a big deal for us. So you're not expected to go into the gym and be an expert or know exactly what to do. That's why having the accountability, or, you know, somebody that's going to be helping you out, that, you know, you should never be ashamed or feel like it's weird to ask for help. For some reason in the gym, a lot of people walk in and they're like, oh, I don't need any help. It's like, yeah, really? You know what to do? That's surprising, because, you know, you're like a biochemist. Like, what do you know about the gym, right? So never being afraid to ask for help.
Yeah, and I think if you're encountering some motivational issues, maybe you are trying to start too big. I also, like we were talking about perfectionism, and a lot of women are perfectionists. So if we can't do what we're trying to do to like the full extent that we expect of ourselves, then we're not going to do it at all. Because we don't want to fail.
Falling short is like not an option.
The worst thing possible. So it's, if you're struggling, maybe you have set the bar higher than you can actually manage at the moment.
Yeah.
And then one other thing that I notice a lot is people try to do things that they hate. because they think
They
they
think
should.
they should.
How
Yeah,
many
totally.
times has a client come to me and been like, so I signed up for a 5K. I'm like, great, do you like to run? And they're like, no, I hate it. It feels terrible. And I'm
Right.
like, why? Why are you doing
Yeah,
this?
totally. It's a great example.
Go to Zumba. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, that's a great example.
So.
Yeah, I mean, for an example, like, you know, I was trying to drink water every day, and I have failed just drinking water. All I said was like, I'm just gonna drink water with every meal. That was my goal. Just drink water with every meal. Nope. Nope, that was too much. I had to scale it back. Can you believe that? I had to scale that back, okay? Like, so it really depends on the thing, you know?
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. It's going to be different for you and me and you. Let me see so we're not going too long. We don't want to take it too much. Oh, hi, Kellen. Cool. I don't really see a time on this, but we don't want to bore people your time. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it's been about 10 minutes.
Okay.
If no one else has any questions, or do you have any thoughts?
Anything else that I wanted to say?
Yeah, and this can be an ongoing discussion, guys. Obviously, this is something that we would love to see posted about on the page. Your experiences with this and your successes and failures. It's, you know, we've all had both.
Yes. I mean, I think it might be cool to do like a Friday accountability check-in.
Yeah.
And maybe in the beginning of the week, we'll have a thread where you talk about what your goals
What you're
are
trying
for
to
the
do.
week. And then Friday or Saturday, we can just do a check-in and you can let us know. Right now for my no Netflix, my friend is doing it as well, and she texts me once a week and just like checks in and asks how it's going.
That's
And
awesome.
I also know that if I do happen to watch something, she's not going to judge me or tell me I'm a terrible person or
Right.
anything, but I also like don't want to let her down.
Yeah,
So,
that's a great example.
yeah. So Ruth Ann, if you watch this, thank you.
Cool. Oh, monetary barriers. I thought maybe you meant something different,
yeah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
So if you're having monetary barriers, yeah, I mean, in that case, like our Facebook page is an awesome resource.
Friends,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Definitely. And there are some online coaching, like accountability coaching that can be, you know, I would say pretty reasonable,
Yeah.
reasonably priced, like, you know, $50 to $100 a month to have somebody maybe not tell you exactly what to do, but check in with you.
Yeah.
So there's an option there as well.
I really like hate to say this because I know that everybody has their monetary struggles. I don't do very well, you know, financially. I would like to do better, but like I've invested a lot in my business this year, and it's been times when it's like I don't know if I can afford this, but it's become a priority to me to make sure that I can afford it. So are there other things?
Yeah, and I'm not speaking, and I don't want Sarah for you to think I'm like not directing this toward you. I'm just saying in general, like just the general you. I think that I completely agree with that. I think that if it is a priority, if you think about other things in our lives that we make a priority, like, you know, like I went bowling and played laser tag.
Yeah, or buying
That paid,
or
you know what I
buying-
mean? That
yeah.
cost like $35,
Or buying
$40.
clothes or coffee. God,
Right,
freaking
so it's like-
Starbucks, man.
Right,
like
so
every day.
Classic example. So it's like, as much as I do hear that as well a lot from clients or people that I want to be my client, which is, you know, monetary. I mean, I had, you know, somebody with a really, really, really good job recently tell me that it's the money, right? So, but it can, yeah, I agree with that. I think prioritizing is really the key. If you're finding that the money is getting in your way, it might just be that it's not top priority.
Yeah.
But
And you
again,
can
there are
always
multiple
you can always
situations.
find a friend or, even if it's a virtual friend. You
Totally.
don't have to physically be there.
Yeah.
Then that is helpful.
All right,
What's else
guys.
there?
Oh,
Thanks, guys.
thank
All right.
you, thank you.
Yes, all right.
All right, cool.
Thank
We're
you
signing
so
off.
much. Yeah, and then maybe next week we'll start a little accountability thread.
That'd be awesome. All right,
Okay.
guys, take care. Happy
Bye.
weekend.